This video describes an approach to making the scanned images that are used in the Cologne Sanskrit lexicon available through the Amazon Web Service S3 management system. So here's the home page of the Cologne website, and if you've used these displays, you know that one of the features here, I've got already opened up the Catalogorum dictionary reference. You know that one of the nice things you can get with it is scanned images of the page. And right now the scanned images are being served at the Cologne website, but it is possible to serve them from some other place, and one of those places is the Amazon Web Service S3 storage system. So here is the management console for that S3, and I've made two buckets, one for testing and one which I'm proposing to put all of the scanned images in. And the way these top level things you see are called buckets in AWS parlance. And if you say create bucket, then you could, I'm not going to actually create this, I'm just showing you how it could be created. You just do these two parameters. I chose US standard for the region, and then create, and it would create a bucket named Sanskrit lexicon. Okay, so that's one step. Now another step is how do you copy things into this bucket. This bucket is sort of like a volume in a file system, sort of like C colon or D colon in Windows file systems, for example. Well, here I'm logged into the in an SSH terminal session at Cologne, and Amazon has what they called a command line interface, CLI, which is Python based and happens to work on the Cologne server. And this myve is an indication that this is all running within what's called a virtual environment. That's a Python term, virtual env. So you can kind of create your own special little library area, even on a hosted system like this Cologne server. So I'm in that virtual environment, and the lines here show commands that I've given that copy things to the S3 cloud. So let's focus on this first one that was done. You run a particular AWS Python program, and this is the way you have to run that. And you say you're wanting to work with S3, and you give it a copy command, kind of like Unix copy command. And then you give it a path, this path here. That's where all of the scanned images for the ACC dictionary reside relative to where this is located, where I'm running this command. And then you copy it from there, and then you copy it to this place. So it's this Sanskrit lexicon, and then I made up a naming convention to call it scan, to have like a folder called scans, and within scans a folder called ACC. So I'll go back over here and show you how this results. See, there's a scans folder in the Sanskrit lexicon bucket, and then there's 3 subfolders in which I've made thus far. And then you give it an access control list argument, which makes it readable by anybody, any web page. I'll show you how that's useful in a minute. And this dash dash recursive means that it takes all of the files in this directory PDF pages. So it's going to copy all the files into this directory ACC. And then this greater than log underscore acc.txt is just a log of actions that were taken when this command was run. So this command, if I go back over here and look now at this ACC directory, which has already been populated, it's just got all of these files in there. Okay, so that's one step. This is quite fast. It took about 30 seconds, well, maybe 40 seconds to move 1,200 or so files in there. So it's very fast. Copy. Now, how accessible are these? That's the next question. So we've got all these files in the S3 system. How can we access them? Well, it happens that they're accessible here. I've got an example written out here, which I'm in Emacs org mode, and if I click on this URL, it'll open up a browser, and my default browser is Firefox, so it opens it in Firefox, and there's the URL. And so there's the PDF shown up in the way Firefox shows up a PDF. So by making that the access to be public read, it's accessible from anywhere. Now the next step, just as to check, would be to see, can I integrate that into the displays at Cologne? Now, just for an experiment, I changed a certain program, Serve PDF, in the Cologne display system. I changed the directory, which normally goes to a relative directory called PDF Pages. I changed it to go to this Amazon Web Service directory. So here's ACC's list view running with this version of Serve PDF. And when I click on the page reference, it goes and gets it. And now you can't tell from this where it's getting the image from, but if you use, now I'm in Chrome, and if I right click and then say inspect element, you see that it's telling me that the object, this is the way you do a PDF markup, and you can see that it's in the S3 Sanskrit lexicon place, page 1-5_523 in this case. So that's really using that directory. So there are about, I wrote a program to describe how much stuff there is to move, and I calculated sizes of various things. And if you look at the PDF pages directory for all of the dictionary directories, it's about 1,423 megabytes, or about 9 gigabytes of data. So that's about how much data there is to move. Let's see if there's anything else I need to mention. Nope, I think that's about all I wanted to mention. So I think this will work pretty well, and I'll see if you have any comments before I proceed further. So that'll end this video.